This is my sketch, my bear sketch in Photoshop. As you can see on the right hand side, those are what Photoshop calls layers. So I can bring in pieces or elements or pieces of elements into my final rendering, and I can shift them around, I can soften them, I could sharpen them, I could color them, I could I could erase parts of them, I could make reflections, which you can see in the water underneath the bear. But what I want to do is just point out a couple of things in Photoshop and show you the layers as I work them. If you look up here, you see the squirrel on the side of the tree trunk, which is right here. So I'm just going to take him out for a minute. If you've noticed, the squirrel vanishes and it appears. Okay, I brought that squirrel in on a separate layer from a separate reference source, and I'll show you that too in a little while, but I want to go over the sketch first. Here's the dead log. Boom, the log is gone, the log is there. Here's the small branch, which is over here. It really wasn't on the log, but I just thought the log was a little too blank, so I took a copy of that one and brought it over here and just changed its orientation. Here's the front rock on the right hand side. If you'll notice, down here, you see that rock? I put that in. Again, that's a pivotal point, sort of a direction source. Because what I like to do is I like to put that bear in the center so that everything focuses on that bear and everything's sort of arranged around that bear. Here are the water ripples. Again, that's just from my own reference source. Not that I'm going to copy those exactly, but I put those in just so I can see where the reference is. Okay, then if you look at, see the small piece under the log right here? I decided to change that reference over there. It's a little out of place. I'm going to have to move that over a little bit. Pardon me for 1 second. Okay, there, that's fine. So you see, there's that, and there's that. That's what I did to fill in that spot because I continued the water over there. Here's the bear reflection. Look underneath the bear. You'll see it right there. Basically, I just took the bear, blurred it, inverted it, and then put it under the bear and then worked, particular adjustments into that too. Here's left on the log. If you see, I changed that over there because I really didn't like that water. That's actually out of place. So I'm going to have to shift that over a little bit. There we go. Okay, so things sometimes shift. It's the nature of the pen. If you just touch it to your pad, boom. Anyway, here's the middle under the log. If you notice right there, okay, that reflection. And then there's the entire forest, which again, I put the top part in. You can see that switch back and forth. I just want everybody to notice that. So there's a lot of shifting back and forth. It's kind of fun, actually. If you shut this one off and I put that one in, you can see that that's just the top half of the forest, which again is put in there. So again, we have the entire reference source. I can show you back and forth. Once again, I'm going to go through the pieces just so everybody can see. So there, that's pretty much my reference on the bear. I'm just going to shut this for a minute and go to my reference sources and show you where I gathered all my photo reference from. Okay, if you look up here, you see animals and water, bear painting, odds and ends, current animal reference, and photos. So basically, I'm taking all of my pictures. I find them on Google, I find them on other reference sources online, and I'm going to just let's just open the bear painting. Okay, these are my current ones because I'm having thoughts about putting mushrooms, lichen, dragonflies, frogs, turtles. Again, these are things that I might or might not put in my final painting. I haven't done that yet, but I was giving it some thought, so I decided to go hunting for the pictures and put them into a particular folder. Okay, if you go over to this one, animals and water, again, I wanted to see what goes on, and it's nice to find bears in the water, but other animals show me the reflectivity, they show me the water lines, they show me how it actually looks, so I don't make it up and have it look fake. Again, here's another source. Here's a bear. Here's, let's see, there's a moose. Okay, so I got a moose in there, and again, it shows me here. If I open this up, let's wait a second, because my computer is not particularly fast today. There, that's for color. I like to look, because I have a lot of trees in the forest. I like to look at what goes on in the distance when you see a tree. And again, this is a green cast to which my overall painting has. So if I let's see, look at a reflection. Let's look at this moose. Is a good source. You see that reflection? Mine's a little bit more serene, but see these lines here? I can actually add those in Photoshop and make my reflection look a little bit more active or moving in a sense. So let's close that up. Let's go back, and here's current animal reference. Again, this is my bear sketch. Okay, these are all the photos I collected that I didn't use. I didn't necessarily use all of these, but I collected them just in case, because I can always resort to them and look at them and see if I want to replace, see if the lighting, the color, it all gives me a guide. You know, in the old days, we used to do pencil sketches and look in reference books. I remember taking my camera to the bookstore, taking photos, or going to the library, taking photos of books, bringing them home, and looking at them in my digital camera. And if you want to go further back, I used to do stuff with 35 millimeter and actually shoot pictures, develop them or have them developed in color and use those as my references. But nowadays it makes it a lot easier. And you know, it's not cheating, because everybody thinks that, oh gee, you're cheating, but you're not cheating, because every artist that works on a particular piece, unless it's out in plein air, you know, a plein air painter, when you bring stuff back to the studio, you have to use what you can find and what works. So, you know, again, this is a valuable resource, and there's nothing cheating about it, or cheating about transferring sketches. I mean, Vermeer transferred sketches, Norman Rockwell transferred sketches. It doesn't matter. Everybody does. Yeah, there are some artists who don't. They just work out of their head entirely. But then again, they're not working on realism. You know, when you're dealing with realism, again, I don't do strict photorealism. I do, I don't know, design realism. But anyway, these are some things that you can do to help your sketching, to help your photos, not your photos, but your paintings contain the right amount of information and make it a cohesive scene, so that, you know, parts, you're capturing a part of or I'm capturing a part of a forest with a bear in it. But that doesn't mean the rest of the forest is lifeless. There's other things going on. You know, again, there's salamanders, there's snakes, there's frogs, there's, I don't know, there's other rocks, there's many things in a forest. There's dragonflies. There could be a flock of birds flying in the background. But again, you have to think of it, because as an illustrator, which I was, it was always up to me to put a scene together. I didn't get everything in one shot. I used to go to the picture collection at the 42nd Street Library, and I used to find pictures, put them in a folder, bring them home, and throw them on a book cover. But I had to composite everything, and that's the key. You know, you learn to composite, you learn to design. It's very important, so that, you know, you get that good realistic effect in your final painting or your final drawing. So anyway, that's what I wanted to touch on today. I'm not going to go into all these folders. I mean, again, here, I mean, just as a quickie before I depart, there's a bunch of skies. Why? Because I'm doing another painting right after this, and these are not for the bear painting, but I have another animal painting or wildlife painting that I'm going to do, and these are for that particular painting, which I'll share at a later date. But for now, just wanted to touch on all this stuff and give everybody some insight and procedure on compositing and collecting your reference material. So have a great day, everybody. Good, happy painting, and I'll see you next time.